Hey, it's Paul Jang, and today we're going to be talking about vacant land investing. Can you do it when there's high, unemployment or, if you have some kind of health concerns? Is it still possible? Find out by watching this video and if it's possible or not. So the first thing you want to think about we'll just talk about is that land investing, this can be done entirely from home. So whether you're unemployed or you got health concerns and you're worried about having to go see property or travel or, you're concerned about like money issues, a lot of those can be answered just within the land investing niche. That can't really be answered in other real estate investment like opportunities, right? So if you went and wanted to buy a house, generally you'd have to at least meet up with the property manager to talk over how that process will look. You might want to go check out the property itself, see what damages there are, if there aren't any. You really don't have to do anything like that with land investing. So one of the key things that you're going to find with land investing that you won't find with houses or other commercial real estate is that it's really not competitive. And so what you're able to do is that you're able to find these deals where other investors won't be targeting them, and because they're not targeting them, you have like ample opportunity. So whereas like with the house there might be damages and stuff, like land, there isn't really anything like that, right? So there's these large margins of like potential errors that you can make and still come out like in the positive, like you'll come out winning at the end. But whether you're unemployed and you're worried about like that extra money to get your investments going, or whether you have health concerns, it's really not an issue. I know with COVID and everything, it's put people in a bad spot, but you are able to get into real estate investing, at least with the land investing niche. One of the main concerns that people have with unemployment is, it's a cash flow problem. So if you don't have large savings, you're gonna need to find some other line of work. And what you might have is issue of like, I want to invest, but I don't have this money, right? So there's a couple things you can do to go around this. The unemployment issue is if you have like serious cash flow issues, then you really shouldn't be investing. Your first priority needs to be finding a job, getting your cash flow in order, right? So that you are in the positive every month and you're able to pay your bills and you're able to live off of that, right? Land investing really just requires a couple hours at most in a day. In reality, I probably spend like 2-3 hours in a week. And it really doesn't take that much time. So you could get your cash flow situation sorted out either through collecting unemployment from the government, getting that job to kind of steady your finances for a bit, and then working your way to find deals and get into the land investing niche. But some of the key things you're going to want to start getting done is build up your land inventory, because if you have a land inventory, and this is something that you don't even have to do with like putting cash down and needing all this money to buy up all this land. There's things we can do that you don't necessarily have to put that money up front. But having some kind of land inventory helps you to be able to market and sell your land for a profit. Okay, so if you're unemployed, your main concern needs to be on getting that cash flow situation sorted out. And then after that, getting your land inventory up and running so you can market and sell them. And there's a lot of things you can do to make that happen. So we talked about the unemployment issues with land investing. The other part is the health issues. Is health a barrier to you getting into land investing? And it's really not, right? Because the amount of time that you need to spend on the land investing niche is minimal, right? You don't have to go see the property. In terms of your finances, like you don't really need to invest all that much to start getting land deals. Like some of my first deals was like $100, $200, $300, and then I flipped it for like $1,200. But The things that I know now, like you don't even have to do that. You could look into option agreements, longer contracts that you could have control of the land first without having to, put money into the, obtaining the property. And because we're talking about land, there's no such thing as like, serious damages, like, roof is caved in and we need to replace that, or the HVAC unit is broken down and that needs to be replaced, right? With land, it's most of the big issues might be, environmental if there's like a gas leak, but like, that's something that you might know, right? Maybe a fire or like a hailstorm or a flood, right? Some of these like major concerns, but even those natural stuff, you don't really have to be so concerned about it because, if there's a fire, then hey, they cleared the land for you, right? If there's a flood, hey, we could, do some water activities here, right? Like, you'll find a buyer for your land in whatever situation that you want, right? Like, you will be, as long as the price is right, you will be able to sell it for cash or for terms, and terms bringing you passive income. So this concern of like health being a barrier to you for, your land investing career, it's not even really a career because like, you spend like two hours a week doing it. You really don't have these barriers, right? So in terms of like going to check out the property, there's tools like Google Maps to see the land, right? And then other tools to see like if there was like some natural disaster, like, gas leak or something, like, an oil spill or, something crazy. You can see that on the map itself. So a lot of the technology around this has been like built up, and a lot of counties are also like bringing up like GIS, like, GPS coordinate like software, and bringing their counties up to a level kind of where technology is at. So in terms of you having to go see it, you don't have to do that, right? We have technology for that. And because it's land, you don't really have to worry about a potential buyer, damaging your property or stealing something, right? So you can actually have the buyer go see the property without you there. That means that you could potentially invest in whatever state you want to invest in, right? So you don't even have to like live in that county for you to do this plan of just buying a property, right? What we're focused on is we're looking at, in general, rural vacant land where you're able to buy it sight unseen for cheap, and then you're finding a potential buyer who's going to go see the property, put an RV in there, a mobile home there, ride their ATV on that or go hunting on it. Like, you'll find different buyers for, what they want to do with the land, but, that's on them, and you don't have to go out and show them. If you have like some health concerns and you're worried about it, you just go give them the GPS coordinates. Some properties will have addresses, some won't, and you send them on your way and, get that going. So that's how you're going to succeed if health is like an issue, right? In terms of like financing and all that, like paperwork stuff, there's a lot of like e-signature stuff that you can use. DocuSign is very popular. I use Sign now for a lot of my documents. PandaDoc is another one. Like, for very inexpensively, you can have some kind of e-signature where you send out contracts over and get it all done without even have to meeting the person, right? For like additional support, like if there's ever a time that you really need them to sign something, like with a notary, there's mobile notary services that will go out for you. If you hire a title company, they can do this all like without you having to be there, right? And because of the low competition with this niche in comparison to houses or commercial real estate, like you'll find that you're kind of in the negotiating strong power. Like you have the control here because realtors aren't going to go after these lots because they're too cheap, right? They can't get a commission off of it, right? Most of the real estate investors, they're looking at rentals or flipping houses, right? Because they see that on HGTV and think it's cool, right? Rural vacant land, it's very boring, right? That's the honest truth about it. But that is where you're able to make your most amount of money, right? Like you're able to flip properties for cash, but because you're able to find these deals, but you're also able to provide terms, get passive income, much easier with these land parcels because, hey, You know, this is like America. You're gonna get land, you know, for a couple $1,000s and, you know, $200 payments. Like, why not, right? And there's people that will do that. With the increasing popularity of tiny homes, mobile homes, yurts is like a growing trend more and more. You can look that up. It's like a circular Mongolian house style that's like very good with like climate change. But a lot of these things like living off grid is becoming very popular. Survival stuff. People want to move increasingly to a place that they could call their own, right? And you're providing a service kind of in between where you don't have to go see them face to face, health concerns, right? The money issue with like unemployment and stuff, like there's a lot of things we can do in the land investing niche that doesn't require you a lot of upfront capital, right? So that's the land investing niche in a summary of like, hey, if you're unemployed, or you know, if you're concerned about the high unemployment rates and what it might be like in terms of like affecting your job, or if you have health issues and you're worried about like having to see people up front, you know, you don't even have to put your face on your, you know, like whenever you do, just on the phone, you can do it. And it's really just paycheck receive, take it, and then you keep building your assets this way. So land investing is one of my favorite ways to build wealth. It is the #1 way that my wife has been able to quit her job and stay with our son. But stay tuned, check out our other videos and our articles. If I can help you in any way, reach out, put a comment in the section below. Subscribe if you like these videos and you enjoy like the wealth stuff. Catch you later. Take care. Have a good one.